In this video, I'm going to go over the while loops practice sum even numbers. So the goal is for us to sum the numbers between start and end. But again, just like with the one that we did with the even numbers, you cannot assume that you're starting at an even number. All right, so this one's a little bit different because not only am I going to go through all the numbers, but I'm going to have to keep something called a running total. And so I'm going to create a variable called sum. And at this point in time, the sum is 0. So anytime you want to count, whether it's counting a sum, counting how many even numbers there are, whatever you're counting, you're going to need to create a variable because at any point in time, you're basically only able to deal with comparing two things. And if you have a bunch of numbers, then you're going to need something that knows the current status of that variable. All right, so I'm not going to go through the different ways of doing this. Remember, in the even numbers, I showed a couple of different ways. Instead, I'm just going to do it one way and call it a day. All right, so I'm going to say while my start is less than or equal to my end, if my value, which in this case is start, is even, in other words, the remainder is 0, I need to count it towards my sum. So I'm going to say start plus, or not start plus equals, sum plus equals start. Okay, so I start at 0. I'm going to go through my numbers as long as the start is less than or equal to end. If my number is even, I add it to my sum. Regardless, I'm going to do start plus plus. Okay, so I have my sum. I'm going to go through from start to end. If it's an even number, I add it to my sum, blah, blah. All right, and then so at the end, I want to display the sum, and so I'm going to say system.out.println the sum. Okay, so let's see. Does it compile? Yeah. Does it run? Yeah. So up here, what's the sum of even numbers between 4 and 12? That'd be 40. Here, I think it was supposed to be 66. It was just mistyped. So the even numbers between 5 and 17 would add to 66. And then between 3 and 3, the sum is 0. And so it wouldn't have anything. Okay. All right. So there are other ways of setting this up. This is just one sample solution. Hope it was helpful.